We are back up at the start for event number 65. This is the senior women's quad. Lane 2 sitting closest to us is Riverside. Lane 3, Cambridge. Lane 4, Arion. Lane 5, also Arion out of Saratoga, New York. Lane 6, Argentina. And Lane 7, the Calgary Rowing Club. Brent, I've been looking forward to this event particularly all day. As last year, it was too close to call, as I remember.
Yeah, I believe last year the margin of victory was 0.08 seconds, which you blink and you miss it. Like, that is not a lot of time.
For sure. I think it was a really exciting race, and these are senior athletes. They are experienced scullers. I'm sure we're in for a bit of a treat here.
So the process you will have just seen as we've been kind of doing the roll call here in the race, that's the aligner's job. So they will be an umpire either immediately behind or beside where our camera is stationed right now. They'll be making sure all those bow balls, that's the very front part of the boat, the left side of the boat on your screen right now, is aligned, and all the athletes are going to have that full 2,000 meter race. They're all racing the exact same distance.
And they are off for the start of the women's senior quad. It looks like everybody's had a pretty clean start, but you can see there Riverside closest to us, a little bit too close to the buoys. Maybe didn't have quite the right course, but they're back into the center of their lane now.
Yeah, the rest of the field did seem to have a pretty clean start, besides, of course, that little trouble there in Riverside closest to us, but they'll be hopefully feeling the adrenaline now and using that to get back into the race, and we'll see if they can try and make up for that. I don't even know what to call that.
It's called a mishap there.
Mishap,
it looks
that's
like
a
on
good
the
word.
far side in lane 6 we have the crew from Argentina. Argentina, as we've heard earlier, having a fantastic regatta so far. They're presently leading in the efficiency trophy standings.
That is pretty impressive, and honestly, not too surprising. Argentina always perennially a strong group coming here to Canadian Henley, and this year boating what I was really impressed to see, the senior men's 8. We typically see Argentina show up with a strong contingent, but usually focused on small boats. So I think it's a really exciting development to see them showing up with some bigger boats here, like the senior women's quad, where it seems to be they are battling it out with Arion in lane 4 coming through the line, not the line, the 500 meter mark of the senior women's quad. That is Argentina on the far side, Arion in the closer side, being chased down by Arion in lane 5 as well. So those that Arion program out of Saratoga, the high development kind of performance pathway that they've opened up, doing a pretty good job, but currently chasing Argentina down.
Argentina looked like they had about a half a deck, sometimes we'll say a half a canvas, over top of the crew from Arion lane 4. But we know that lane 4 and lane 5, the Arion crews would have not only have raced each other, I'm sure in the past, but would be training partners truly. So they know exactly kind of when the other crew might make a move or when they might put on a bit of a push. So they'll be playing off each other for the rest of the race.
Certainly, and that is one thing that's been really exciting to see out of this kind of newer program coming out of Saratoga. The Arion program has been very competitive in all their events so far this week, and to see them boating 2 crews in the senior women's quad really speaks to what they're doing, and I think that their high performance development program that they're kind of representing themselves as seems to be working.
Absolutely strong sculling, looking like these women are absolutely connecting with the water. At the catch, things are very strong, really solid. I would say that the rate in the Argentinian crew looks like they're a little bit higher. They're striding out a little bit quicker around the catch. And let's see what happens in the first half of this race. Still very tight between lane 4 and lane 6. At the Thau, it does look like lane 4 Arion, the crew of Julia, Meredith, Madison, and Ryan, seem to have taken up a little bit of a lead over the crew in lane 6 from Argentina.
Yeah, and by my watch, the Arion crew was hitting a 36.5 strokes per minute versus Argentina's 34. So it might just be that Arion is maybe working a little harder, taking a couple more strokes, and that a lot can depend on the rig of both the riggers, of course, the spread, the span in all the different boats, and the length of the oars, the inboard, the outboard, the total overall length. So what that might mean of course, it depends on the coach, the crew, the coaching style, this rowing style. They might be a little lighter. They might be a little heavier. Perhaps in the Argentinian crew might maybe a little heavier, so they can maybe have that base goal of a 35, give or take, strokes per minute. Perhaps a little heavier so they can feel a little more weight, send a little more weight on the oars, perhaps a little bit lighter out of Arion so they can keep that rate higher. Maybe that's where those athletes find they're more comfortable. So the coaches, that's one of the big job of coaches, rigging to really find the best speed for your athletes.
Argentina, I'm sure, came up nice and early. They took advantage of the gold sponsor Hudson Boatworks to provide them with all their equipment. And it does look like it's still anybody's race here between lane 4 and lane 6. This is kind of what I was looking forward to, Brent. This is what I was almost expecting after last year, Winnipeg taking the win over Ridley Grad. It came down to .08. So let's see if things are going to stay that tight as they approach the 1,500 meter pylon here. Arion does look like they're moving away just a little bit, and they know it. It does look like every stroke they're opening up, maybe an inch, maybe 2, maybe 3 over top of the crew from Argentina in lane 6.
And I do think Argentina is starting to feel that pressure. It did seem like their stroke rate by my watch again is up a couple beats. Oh, a little bit of trouble there, I think, from what might be Calgary on the far side of the course in the flat water here, but Argentina and Arion doing a really good job battling it out. We'll see as we come through towards the finish line. Those athletes are going to be approaching the 250-meter red buoys, but those two leading crews, Arion and Argentina, sending it down to the line, trying to see if really they can recreate last year's exciting race that was too close to call, very much a photo finish scenario with less than a tenth of a second.
With 300 meters to go, there's no doubt in my mind that this lead could change. There's lots of real estate left in a boat like a quad where they can get things moving fairly quickly.
Yeah, but it does seem to be Arion's race right now. I think they have really just held, if not improved, the lead that they had. But you can see the far side of the screen, the left side of the screen, Argentina stroke rate much higher, I think. So putting the work in, trying to regain, and it seems like, to my eye, again, the angles can be slightly deceiving, seems like Argentina might be moving back into Arion. And from this shot, I think we are going to have a repeat of last year where it's too close to call, Allie.
I'm going to call this one, sometimes Brim will say it's a barn burner, and things are getting really exciting, kind of spicy. Let's see what happens as they approach the line.
Very spicy, and I don't know. I don't know who this is going to be. It very much, you called it, Allie, is like last year. I don't know.
I have no idea.
That's incredible.
I don't think the athletes know, Brent.
That is absolutely remarkable to have the senior women's quad in 2017 and the senior women's quad here in 2018. Both finishes too close to call. I honestly don't know whether that was Arion or Argentina. Both crews led for different portions of the race. Very much those two crews basically after the first 500-meter mark. And
so again, we see on our screen,
wow,
by a hair, Argentina taking the win in the senior women's quad unofficially, .11 over top of Arion lane 4. So it was truly a two-boat race there at the finish. And congratulations. That's the kind of exciting racing I'm sure the people in the grandstands are looking forward to today.
That is definitely going to be a pick-me-up for the crowd in the grandstand to see a 0.11, of course, unofficial margin between first and second place after last year having 0.08 seconds in this same final. Of course, different crews, different athletes. That is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. Fantastic racing. Well done to all those ladies.